How's it going, everyone? Kayne here, and welcome to a special unboxing video because I'm going to spend this episode unboxing all my memories, or try to anyway, of Yu-Gi-Oh! Where it all started, where I am today with it, and just remembering all the fun times of Yu-Gi-Oh! Because, yeah, we've lost the creator himself, Kazuki Takahashi. Just when I heard the news, I was like, no way, that's heartbreaking. Can't believe it. I mean, this man created something so big today. I mean, if you think about it, there's only 3 major trading card game franchises that are just to this day still are dominating the world. Magic the Gathering, Pokemon, Yu-Gi-Oh! Those 3 are the pinnacles of the trading card game universe. As cliche as that sounds, it really is. And it just, my whole life has been Yu-Gi-Oh! And when I'm not doing Yu-Gi-Oh! I eventually come back to Yu-Gi-Oh! It's really one of those things that I can just never stop loving. Though I'm not into dueling anymore, I play the video games to this day. I really enjoy them, and some I just go back to that were released many years ago. And there was something else I wanted to mention. I've got a lot of notes here so I don't forget anything, and yeah, we're just gonna start from the beginning. We're gonna be here a while because I've got a lot, and this all starts all the way back in 2002, and hopefully I've got a nice little setup. Just some of my favourite collectibles. My parents got me them too for Christmas a few years ago, and I can't remember where I got that Yugi, and this Blue Eyes I picked up, and I've got loads of little things, but I thought I'll just pick a few, set up a video, and yeah, let's get to it. Alrighty, 2002, the anime first aired in Australia. At first I was not into it. I thought, I don't know what it is, I'm not really keen on it, but it was Luke who got into it first, and he got hooked. And then I thought, alright, what's this all about? Because at this point in time I was so into wrestling. Wrestling was in my blood. And I just, every day watching that and playing the video games, there was just nothing else taken over. Well, something did. Yu-Gi-Oh! When the first episode I remember seeing, it was when Kaiba was facing Yugi to have a shot at Pegasus. He took his brother captive, took his soul, and he's like, you be Yugi boy and you do me, Kaiba boy. That kind of thing. And they were using those dual discs, like those, how do I put it? What's the term? Prototype versions of a dual disc. It was really, quite fascinating, and I fell in love as soon as he summoned Blue Eyes Ultimate Dragon. I was like, whoa, that is cool. And watched another episode. Before I knew it, I was hooked, and I wanted to be a duelist. I fell in love with Yu-Gi-Oh! And then we're going to move on to 2003. I obtained my first starter deck, the Kaiba deck. See, funny story, originally, man, I'm going to sidetrack a lot, but this is what this video is about. It's all about Yu-Gi-Oh! And remembering the good times, and just having a good time. Me and Luke had learned there were decks coming out and cards, because we were so big on Pokemon cards, so to have this, now have physical cards, we were all over it. We just, we want them. And me and Luke originally tried to get a couple. Luke wanted Yugi, I wanted Kaiba. He loved Dark Magician. We went into a news agency, and they had them, and they said it's this much. Now, me and Luke didn't have the money at the time, but we were like, we're going to get them. We're going to save as much pocket money as we can. So we managed to scrounge up a bit of pocket money. We went back to get them. Oh, you don't have enough? And me and Luke were like, and we saw the woman, and God, we said, but she said it was this much. She went, oh, I never said that. I went, yeah, bullshit. Yes, you did. So we didn't have enough to get any, so we just bought a few booster packs just to get started. And the cards, just pulling them out. I mean, if I showed the cards today to a Yu-Gi-Oh! Player that has just got into the game in a very hardcore way, they would say, really? Those cards? Pfft. But I treasured those cards. I remember having Succubus Knight, Firegrass. At some point I got Saint Joan. I protected that Saint Joan like it was a Blue Eyes White Dragon. It was one of my favourites. The Forgiving Maiden. Oh, there was... I can't remember the name. It was like Kyo. It was like a little lightning lizard. I'm going to put a lot of stuff in this video. I'll try and put all the cards here just to show what I had. And I'm not going to remember all of them, unfortunately. But yeah, the day come. Me and Luke almost had enough. And in our old house back in 2003, we had an old school fireplace. You had to put wood into it and get it started to, warm the house out and all that stuff. One of the jobs every year was me and Luke chopping wood, because my parents would order a truckload of firewood, drop it on our driveway, and we stack it. If it's too big, chop it. Oh, it was hours of chopping and stacking it. But we got enough money. Went back to that newsagent, and I said to the woman, how much is it? I want to make sure. Oh, this much. I will buy that. Started at car, but please, one. Just one. Got it. Went to that car, ripped it open, looked at my blue eyes and couldn't stop staring at it. I was like, oh my god, I have a Blue Eyes White Dragon. And me and Luke dueled all day and night. That was a great weekend, and we were taping the episodes of Yu-Gi-Oh, running them back and forth. It was just fun time, really fun time. So that was my first starter deck. And then later that year, I picked up a starter deck Joey, and Luke picked up Pegasus. One of the first times I was truly lucky in a card game. The first bit of luck I had was when Pokemon first started hitting the scene and booster packs were coming out. My first booster pack pulled out a Holo Poliwrath. What magnificent luck I had. My second biggest, luckiest moment for a card game. That starter deck Joey had 2 Red Eyes Black Dragons. Couldn't believe it. And when I went to school and I said to, our gang, because we were into Yu-Gi-Oh as well, I was a nerd. I didn't give a shit. I love card games. I didn't care what anyone else thought about it. I was just, I am me. Go away. Leave me alone. And I was telling them, oh, you're supposed to get 2 Red Eyes Black Dragons? And they said, no, you got super lucky. Buy a lotto ticket, because holy crap. And I was like, score. And yeah, I loved that Red Eyes Black Dragon. It's one of my favourite. Mind you, all the old school cards are my favourite. That's just who I am. I'm old school Yu-Gi-Oh. Just as soon as they release a set and it's an original artwork of a card, I'm all over it. To see them again just gets my Yu-Gi-Oh blood going. And yeah, when we saw the episode with Red Eyes Black Dragon, I thought, oh, I really want that card one day, and finally got it. Really, really awesome. Alrighty, what was really cool when me and Luke were getting into Yu-Gi-Oh, our dad was all over it. He loves card games and board games in general, and we're a family of gamers and stuff. But yeah, he jumped on board with it, and dueling him and trying to learn the rules of the game, and yeah, just remember that. So leading on from that, for me and Luke's birthday, just to clarify, my twin brother, so birthday of that year, because I was still big into wrestling. My parents got me Legends of Wrestling 2 for the PS2. Luke got Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, and that game is not a good place to learn Yu-Gi-Oh! But it was really fun. And what was really cool, because our dad was on it, so me, Luke and Dad were playing it and struggling to win matches, and the rules were so bullshit in that game. It's like the saying, don't follow the anime to learn the game. Don't follow that video game to learn the game, because it is completely different from the Yu-Gi-Oh game. But I believe that was the original manga rules. Don't quote me on that. It was just a really weird ruling. You could only use 1 card a turn. Your hand would just fill up immediately. It wasn't just draw 1 card. You could fusion summon whatever you wanted and just try and get a good fusion material monster. But yeah, one of my favourite things with that game, our dad, we realised that to get a really good card combination of fusion is Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. As long as you had a dragon, a machine, and a lightning card, and you did them all in that order, you would get a Twin-Headed Thunder Dragon. So what we did for a whole weekend was made 3 copies of a save game, trading all of the good cards over to one save game, building up enough dragons, machines, and lightning, and just going through every match like it was nothing. It was, great time, great memory, that one. And funny enough, just talk about Yu-Gi-Oh! Forbidden Memories, could never finish it, but it was a game that a few of our friends was always trying to beat as well. It was around about 2007, maybe in 2009. I was fancying something vintage, like video games, so I pulled out my PlayStation, because I think at the time we had it would have been 2009 or 10, because I remember having a PS3 and I just fancied something old school. Booted off Forbidden Memories just to play for the sake of playing it. I accidentally beat the game. I won. I was like, oh, I was not expecting that, because I just fancied just jumping in, and I still had my save game, and yeah, I won. I finally beat the game. It was really awesome. One of the good things about being big on Yu-Gi-Oh! It is so easy for our parents to buy me and Luke presents. For Christmas that year, it was a great Christmas. I got a couple of tins. I got the XYZ Dragon Cannon one and a Blue Eyes White Dragon one. I obtained my second Blue Eyes White Dragon, and that was one of my missions, to try and get 3 Blue Eyes White Dragons like Kaiba. And if I remember, Luke got a Jinzo tin and Dark Magician. So, because our dad knew we loved Blue Eyes White Dragon and Dark Magician, he was really savvy with the card game and the anime. And that year as well, when it was airing on Cheese TV every morning, he was always recording it so me and Luke could watch it when we get home from school. So yeah, really cool. And also that year, one of my favourite Game Boy Advance games of all time, we got Dungeon Dice Monsters. Great game, a really fun game. You don't have to be a fan of Yu-Gi-Oh! To play it, but it is a great little puzzle game. And yeah, I recommend that to anyone, and I really want to do a playthrough on it for my YouTube channel, because yeah, that is a fun game. It's very addicting. 2004, Yu-Gi-Oh! Was pretty much me and Luke's life. We were just watching the anime whenever it was aired. One of my favourite times was after New Year's, Nickelodeon had this really cool marathon of Nickelodeon shows, and it was like a battle royal or a King of the Ring tournament in wrestling terms or WWF terms. It was like all these shows just competing against each other. So it was like 3 episodes of one show, then it's like the next show, and it's like, who's gonna win? And go to the next episode, and Yu-Gi-Oh! Just, it was winning a lot. So me and Luke were happy, watching all the episodes. And just looking at my notes, one of the biggest moments, so because all our friends in the neighbourhood were into Yu-Gi-Oh! As well, which was really cool, so we'd be going to each other's houses, catching the latest episode. When the Egyptian God cards were brought in, holy shit, it was hype. When Slife of the Sky Dragon was being brought in and talked about, it was like Super Saiyan Goku. We were just waiting for that episode to see Slife of the Sky Dragon. When it did, we were like, oh, holy shit. Slife of the Sky Dragon is one of my favourite Egyptian god, not one of my, but my favourite Egyptian god card. But yeah, that episode, when it finally got unleashed, we were like, yes. At some point during that year, it was really awesome. Another round of starter decks were released, a second version of Kaiba and Yugi's decks. I obtained my 3rd Blue Eyes White Dragon. I was so happy. After school, our mum took us shopping, because I think she had to pick up a few things, and we just searched high and low for any store selling Yu-Gi-Oh! Products, saw the starter decks, picked it up, and got my 3rd Blue Eyes White Dragon. I was so happy, it was so cool. And around that time as well, Tarzo's released a round of Yu-Gi-Oh! Tarzo's Metallics, and oh boy, if we thought collecting the card game was intense, those Tarzos, every chance we had, any money we could scrounge up and buy some chips to get a Tarzo, we would do it. And I managed to get a lot of the rare ones. It was silver. There was just standard ones. Then there was silver and gold. Me and Luke did well collecting silver and gold, but then later in time, I just bought a big stack of Tarzos from eBay to try and complete my collection. And I need to do a video on that one day, like a vlog, to show what I have, because yeah, that was really fun trying to collect Tarzos and just trading with all our friends. It was really cool. It was like in Australia we had Pokemon, it's Stadium Action 3Ds, like Tarzos, and they were really sought after during the 2000, year 2000, and yeah, these Tarzos for Yu-Gi-Oh were just as good, like trying to collect them all. Alright everyone, for birthday that year, we received money to buy our presents so we could buy what we wanted, and oh, I was so happy because before our birthday, we'd gone to Toys R Us. I forget what we were there for. I think we were buying a present for another, for someone's birthday party. I can't remember, but I remember being there. I nearly fainted. They were selling dual discs. I could be a duelist in Battle City, with a dual disc, and you could use it to duel, and I was like, oh, I want one. So for our birthday, received money, bought that dual disc, had to return it because it wasn't working. The life point counter wasn't going down because it was like, so it would light up and you would press a button and the life point counter would go down. One of them wasn't working, so I had to take it back, got another one. The light wasn't working on that one, so went back again. Mum made sure the workers, make sure it's working please, I don't want to keep driving back. So this one was working, Luke got one as well, sitting on the sofa and all that with our dual discs. I summoned this card, it was so great. It ruined my cards, but it was worth it in the end. Oh, my poor cards. What I ended up doing was you could unscrew the plates so it would lower down a little bit so your cards could slip in, but oh, they were not good to have cards, and ironically using them to summon your cards, but nonetheless it was a fun toy to have. Unfortunately I had to get rid of mine because it was really weird. It wasn't molding, but it was just aging, unfortunately, so I had to get rid of it. But another thing I picked up because we had enough money, another favorite game on the Game Boy Advance, Yu-Gi-Oh! The Sacred Cards. I've done a playthrough on YouTube with that game. One of my favorites. It's Battle City, like the Battle City arc. You're following the story, and you're pretty much you're a character, but you're put into the main story instead of Yugi, like he was in the anime. And yeah, it was really fun. I remember playing that game all day and night, and when I finally beat it, I restarted because I wanted to go through the story again, and a really fun game. It's weird ruling because for some reason, I don't know how it works. To this day I still don't know. When you get a field bonus, it's like a percentage. It's not like add 200. It's really weird. But the biggest change was if you have a water monster and you battle a fire type monster, the fire is immediately destroyed, and geez, those rulings could be bullshit half the time. I would have summoned my Blue Eyes White Dragon. They have a Mask of Darkness 900 attack. Because it's a dark monster, immediately destroys light monsters. My Blue Eyes gets obliterated by a Mask of Darkness. It was a bit of a bullshit ruling, but it was really fun, and I've restarted that game so many times, and yeah, I did a playthrough on YouTube, and it was just as much fun as I had the day I bought it. Really fun game. Alright, during that year, our dad ended up picking up an Xbox, and because we had the PS2, but the Xbox, it was we could get it modded and we could play games on it and play them. And yeah, we picked up the Halo one, and we loved playing Halo. We'd take it to our uncles and play his games and burn his games onto our Xbox. But we had a friend in the street, and he had a burnt copy of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dawn of Destiny, and I thought, I wondered if it'll work, because our Xbox was modded. We could play burnt games, but would it be able to burn onto the Xbox so we can play it later? It worked, and that game is one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Games, I'll say, at that time, because now it's not a good game to learn how to play, but that pretty much taught me a lot about the game, and I played that game non-stop. I almost finished it. Sadly, I was messing around starting new games because I thought if you punched in certain names you could get certain cards, but it was 3 pre-built decks if I remember whenever you started a new game. But yeah, I was messing around. I left the console on and I went to do something else. I think because Luke wanted to play something, I said, oh, you can play now, it's fine, I'm going to do something else. Then he's like, oh god, oh my god, I'm sorry, oops, oh my god. And I go back. He thought it was my current save game, and he saved over my game. And I was like, damn it. But yeah, it was a bit of payback because I did the same thing. I got pissy one day. We were playing Digimon Digital Card Battle, funny enough, another card game, and he kept beating me, so I did the really dumb thing and I just reset the game. It doesn't count. I corrupted his save game. So yeah, a bit of payback. I'll take it on the chin. But yeah, after that I stopped playing it and yeah, just moved on to other things. Alrighty, for Christmas that year, our parents started giving us money to buy our Christmas presents, and so we would have what we wanted under the tree and we'd be excited, that kind of thing. And I picked up I can't remember what you call them. It was like a gift box of a starter deck. Picked up a starter deck Pegasus one. You got a deck box and I think a few booster packs. If I can find an image, I will. But yeah, I thought I wanted to get some other starter decks, and Pegasus had really cool cards like Tomb World and all that stuff. And another thing I picked up was Yu-Gi-Oh! Receiver Destruction. It's a sequel to Sacred Cards. It's in the same universe of that game. That is the most bullshit hard game I've ever played. That is a game I do not recommend playing. If you're a committed Yu-Gi-Oh fan and you don't mind a bit of challenge, oh boy. I don't like using the term because I've never played Dark Souls. That is the Dark Souls of a Yu-Gi-Oh game. It is really mean. Take Sacred Cards and someone decided, yeah, that game was too easy. We want this hard, and it took me, it had to have been over a year to finally beat that story, because at some point you're trying to get to the next part, but you get stuck in a chain of dueling. So you duel one person, you beat them, move on to the next one. He comes in and he challenges you. At any point, if you do not get to a save point and you lose, start all over again. So you would have gone through 3 duels, you got an unlucky draw of your hand that just screws you over, do it all over again. And you can't skip the dialogue, you gotta keep pressing every time, and it was just so mean. But once I beat that game, I was like, yeah, no more. I'm not playing that for a while. 2005 was a pretty big year for me and Luke. This was the year that we discovered card stores in our area, and they would hold little local tournaments I can't remember if it was every fortnight or every week. I think it was every fortnight on a Saturday, and yeah, it was so much fun meeting new people and just playing something we really loved. Until I realised I had a lot to learn. I thought I knew Yu-Gi-Oh! But Jesus, when I was dueling, I was being told, that's not how that works, that's not how you do that. And I was like, oh my god, this is embarrassing. Holy shit. And yeah, Dawn of Destiny, I thought I knew what to do, but I realised that game, I was just being a powerhouse. I wasn't doing effects, I wasn't doing combos, I was just using the most powerful cards and beating my duelists, or beating my opponents, sorry. And yeah, because of that, I started to really learn the card game. And yeah, at some point, I bought a Vampire Lord card because I just really loved Vampire Lord. I remember seeing it in an episode of Yu-Gi-Oh! And the effect was really cool, but my deck was such a gimmick. It was like a character in the show. I got all these awesome cards like Red Eyes and Blue Eyes, and yeah, I was just not in the right mindset of Yu-Gi-Oh! It was good when it first started, but now it was, you had to have a better deck than that. It was just really embarrassing. But a couple of people noticed I was playing Vampire Lord, and at the time they were bringing out structured decks of pre-built proper dueling decks. They had combos in them, etc, etc. I picked up the Dragon one, Dragon's Roar, and yeah, I didn't even use the full deck. I was just using the Red Eyes Chick, Black Dragon and Darkness Dragon. But people were noticing I was playing Vampire Lord a lot, and I said, I really like the card, it's one of my favourites. And they told me, go and get, Zombie Madness. Pick up that structure deck. If you want to main that card, grab that. You will not be disappointed. So I said, okay, cool. So after that day of the tournament, if you didn't make the top 10, you got enough credit back to buy a booster pack, but I decided to put it towards buying the structure deck. Oh, I never went back. I loved that structure deck. I loved my zombies, and because of that deck, the highest I got in the tournament, it doesn't sound impressive, 7th place. I finally got into the top 10 because of that deck, and I really started to learn the game, and it was so much fun, and I was like, I'm finally, I'm able to duel now without people calling out an illegal move. It was so much fun, and when I got 7th place, it just felt so cool, and I was like, yes, I finally did it. And yeah, that Vampire Lord, it's such a mean card, and I was known as the zombie guy in that little group. Everyone else was sort of maining other things, but I was zombie man, or zombie kid, because I love my zombies, and it makes sense, because big Resident Evil fan, zombies and all that stuff, and even though the cards were mainly vampire related, but yeah, it was such a great time for me at that point. Like, that to me was prime Yu-Gi-Oh! For me. It was so good to be a fan, it was so good to play the card game, and I was always looking forward to attending the tournaments every, when it would happen, just catching up with the, the boys, and there was a few girls, so I should say, catching up with the crew, I should say, and yeah, really good times, really, really good times. There was one kid I will never forget during those tournaments. I wish I'd called him out on it, but he was only a little kid. I was 15, he had to at least been 7 or 8, but there was some bullshittery going on with him, so I wasn't paying attention. I was just doing my thing, and then Luke was, somewhere else, and he dueled this kid, and Luke lost to him really badly, and he was telling me, he somehow got, if I remember, Blackluster Soldier, Blue Eyes White Dragon, Monster Reborn, Dark Hole. Now, if I can remember, he would clear the field with Dark Hole, Blackluster Soldier Ritual, use Blue Eyes White Dragon as the tribute, Blackluster Soldier, Monster Reborn to bring back Blue Eyes White Dragon, and a major hit to your life points. You're down to 1,000. And I said to Luke, that is amazing luck. Holy shit, he's got to be good. So then I was kind of, ragging on the kid, you got lucky. You got so lucky. So then I dueled him, and I went first, if I can remember, and then he got really smug. Oh, guess what? Dark Hole, Blackluster Ritual, I send my blue eyes to the graveyard and summon Blackluster Soldier, Monster Reborn. And at the time, I was just like, do I say something? Do I call it? Because when you call a judge over, you got to be sure. And if it was today, I would say, hang on, mate, no, fuck off, bullshit, judge, have a look. But, I didn't know any better, and I was still learning myself about the game, so I didn't want to just make an accusation. He beat me. And then another guy rocked up. He was about our age as well, and he goes, he did that to me as well. And, but it was a little bit different. I think he only did his Blue Eyes or Blackluster some, but just the actual format of how he was doing it, nah, there's some bullshittery going on here. But before we could even do anything about it, once we all started to realise, I overheard the kid talking to the judge, the guy who was running it, and I can't remember he was asking about something, and whether someone was catching on, and he started freaking out. He's like, oh, if this is like this, is that, suspicious? I can't remember what he said, but then the guy was on, he was like, no, that's suspicious. Definitely, blah, blah, blah. Then all of a sudden, he drops out, and if you lose to someone who dropped out, that goes as a win. So everyone he beat is now a loss to him. So me and Luke all got wins for him. And to this day I say, look, yeah, he was definitely cheating, but at the time it was just, you know, first of all, he was only a kid, so you don't want to be a dick. But at the same time, you got to call out bullshittery of that kind. Sorry, I keep saying bullshittery because it was. But I was still kind of fresh because I didn't know what I was doing. And I didn't want to just cause a scene over a little kid. It was like, you know, how big am I, you know, calling out a kid, and still grinds me to this day, but because he dropped out, I got the win, so jog on. Another exciting moment during that year, I was always buying the magazines of Yu-Gi-Oh! I don't know if they were subscription based or if it was just every now and again they'd, you know, bring out a Yu-Gi-Oh! Magazine with the latest news and all that stuff. When we first got wind of the Yu-Gi-Oh! Movie coming out, oh, the hype was real. I was so excited. I couldn't wait to see it. When an anime gets a movie, that's it. It's a legendary. It got its own movie, and yeah, we hired it from the video store because we didn't get to see it in the cinema. Oh, I had that on loop all day and night. It was so much fun. And then going to school and the tournaments. Oh, have you seen the movie? Oh shit, it was so cool. And yeah, we ended up buying those booster packs where you got the cards in the movie that was shown. You know, the Pyramid of Light, the Great Sphinx, and I can't remember the cards, but yeah, seeing them, it was like, oh, this is cool. And yeah, great movie. Still love it to this day. I remember earlier when I was talking about how lucky I was when I got 2 Red Eyes Black Dragons. Luck struck again. I picked up a physical copy of Yu-Gi-Oh! Dawn of Destiny because I just wanted a physical copy and I wanted to play it again because it followed the rules of Yu-Gi-Oh! Instead of those other games. When I got home, I realised, because with every Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, you got a packet of 3 limited edition cards. The EB Games, you know, person who sold me the copy, he had put 2 packets in. I got 2 copies of the 3 limited edition cards with that game, and they were some of the best cards to have, like, for a collector's purpose. You got I forget what one card was, and I was pissed because later on I learned other copies around the world, you would have got Wing Dragon or Ra. I got this other one. I can never remember the life of me for it, so I was really pissed about that. But really cool cards was Dark Sage. It was such a really cool card in the anime when Joey used Time Wizard, and instead of destroying Dark Magician, he turned him into Dark Sage. Really cool. And I used both these cards in my decks, or deck I should say. Widespread Ruin, a really powerful trap card, destroys the strongest monster on the field, and those 2 cards saved me so many doors. It was so awesome, and yeah, that was my luck right there. I couldn't believe it. It was amazing. I was like, no way. And this time I actually beat the game before anything happened. Okay, for birthday this year, once again, just got money so we could buy what we wanted. Picked up Yu-Gi-Oh! World Championship 2005. One of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Games on Game Boy Advance. Even one of the best Yu-Gi-Oh! Games in the history of Yu-Gi-Oh! Video games. It was a great little game, this one. I recommend this one to anyone, especially if you're in that period of time of Yu-Gi-Oh! In like 2006. It's one of my favourite games of all time. I've gone through it 2-3 times. One time I 100%ed the game, won all the tournaments, collected every single card, and what was really cool, it was almost as if I was in the video game. There was a card store with booster packs and starter decks, you know, dueling everyone around, you know, different places. There was tournaments. It was the perfect Yu-Gi-Oh! Game, and I love it. It is 10 out of 10 for me, and one day I want to do a playthrough on YouTube. It is a great game. Alrighty, I'll put this here because I can't remember for the life of me during Christmas, like, what years I got them, but there were separate years. I got one of them one year, the other year. The Master Collection, it's like these really cool folders, and I remember seeing them at the card store during a tournament, and I was like, oh, I want that. It is so cool. You got 6 limited edition cards and 6 booster packs. I wanted the gold one, well, the first one I should say, because I could finally obtain a piece of Exodia. At that point in time, I never owned any pieces of Exodia. And this one, you got the head, like the main Exodia, the forbidden one, and that's what I wanted it for. I mean, it was cool nonetheless, and I loved collecting Yu-Gi-Oh! At the time, but that's what I wanted it for the most. I could finally say I own at least one piece of the Exodia. And then next year, the second one released, and that had Exodia Netcross. It was really cool. So yeah, just a little side note with that one. It was really cool folders. I'll try and get them in at some point in the video. But yeah, I've still got them to this day. I really love them. What I'd do, I'd pick my favourite cards and I'd put them in the window slots and display them. It was really cool. Alrighty, moving on to 2006. Yu-Gi-Oh! GX first aired, and I remember seeing the trailers and the advertisements on Nickelodeon for it, and I'm like, oh, you know, what's this all about? I fell in love with it on the first episode. This arc made me dream that one day, at some point, there would be a camp made for Yu-Gi-Oh! You would go to a camp, it was all about Yu-Gi-Oh! Learning the game and dueling other... Yeah, you'd be in a group and you'd do other groups and you'd give yourself cool names. Because what was really awesome, you know, like Slifer Red Academy, or Slifer Red, you know, I think, Academy? Oh, I can't remember the term, but then it was like Wing Dragon Ra students and Obelisk students, and depending how good you were put in those ranks. And yeah, GX just, I was really excited for this show, and I hated when I missed an episode because I thought, oh, what happened to this episode? It was one of the coolest concepts for Yu-Gi-Oh! And to this day, I still kind of wish there would be something like that. It'd be so awesome just to sign up for a camp for 2 weeks and, you know, just dueling, sitting around a fire, telling Yu-Gi-Oh! Stories. It'd be, you know, it's one of those dreams that I always still kind of remember at the back of my mind. Just, you know, every time I watch an episode, it'd be so cool if there was a camp. It'd be really cool. Just talking GX, every tournament, after every tournament and get our earnings, me and Luke would always buy a special edition boxes of Lost Millennium, where you get the limited edition card and 3 booster packs, if I remember, because all we wanted was those Elemental Hero cards. They were so awesome. One of my favourite Yu-Gi-Oh! Card, how do I put it? So, you know, you got your vampire cards, and then you've got your, oh shit, what are they called? You know, the Necro Valley. Oh, I can't remember those cards. You know what? Necromancer cards. You know, those kind of like art cards. I really want Elemental Heroes, and every time I got one, I was so happy. And I wanted to get Elemental Hero Flame Wingman. That was such a cool card. Alright, sadly, as 2006 went on, found myself less getting into Yu-Gi-Oh! Unfortunately. This is when my passion sort of started going down a little bit. I found myself less attending tournaments because, I mean, this was our last couple of years of high school for me and Luke, so it's one of those things where you got to be, you know, serious. What do you want to do after high school? Do you want to get a job in a certain area? And me and Luke were doing hospitality, which is like cooking and all that stuff, and business and IT, etc., etc. So just found ourselves less doing tournaments and staying home doing work. And another thing as well, I just found other interests that were sort of taking up my time now. And don't get me wrong, I was still collecting, you know, for Yu-Gi-Oh!, especially the latest starter deck and everything. And we found ourselves, we would duel occasionally, but it wasn't as hardcore as like 2005 and early 2006. It just, yeah, sadly we were just moving on, unfortunately. Alrighty, 2007 to 2009. Not much Yu-Gi-Oh! During these years. Just wasn't following the show as much anymore, and I was still collecting, but not collecting, if you know what I mean. I wasn't every week buying latest products. And 2008 was when me and Luke got our first job, but I wasn't going around spending, you know, my money on cards and stuff. I was buying other things, like mainly video games. I've become a really big, just, you know, with the money I earned from working, I'd buy a video game, and that would be my pastime, you know, to chill down and all that stuff, or, you know, watching movies, etc., etc. So Yu-Gi-Oh! Was just pushed to the side, and yeah, not dueling as much anymore as well. The dueling kind of just, I think I just stopped flat out, in all honesty, if I can remember. So yeah, a bit sad, but don't worry, keep watching. Alrighty, so also in 2009, but I'm going to put this together. So from 2009 to 2012, me and Luke started attending TAFE, and we wanted to do game design. We wanted to try and get into that industry. Unfortunately, didn't work out. I'm not working for a game company, but I learned a lot of video editing stuff there, using Photoshop and stuff. So with my YouTube channel, it's come into play, so I knew how to edit videos and stuff. But yeah, while we were attending TAFE, video games were a big thing for that period of time, because like I said, game design. But every break we would go to, so where TAFE was, it was just across the road. There was a shopping centre, and it was the shopping centre that me, Luke, and our family would always go to every now and again. It was one of the biggest shops in our area, and we would attend all the gaming stores. We got to get the latest video game, because that was life for us during TAFE at that point. And any video game was a good video game to study and learn and all that stuff, which was really cool for classes. And we learned that a game trader store that me and Luke would always visit regular, and we were getting pretty sort of we'd always, like, the workers there, we'd be how's it going, what's happening, latest stuff. And how do I put regulars, we'll say that, regulars. And one of the workers there, he was a big fan of Yu-Gi-Oh, and he wanted to start holding Yu-Gi-Oh nights in the store. And the Yu-Gi-Oh passion fired right up, and I said, dude, I love Yu-Gi-Oh. If you do that, I'll definitely attend. And it was really cool. So once again, I was back onto Yu-Gi-Oh. I brought my deck back out, dusted it off, and the first few nights were really awesome. It was just so good to be around Yu-Gi-Oh again. And one of my favourite memories was me and Luke together, we bought a booster box, and one of the biggest cards to look for was it was Generation Force, the Ghost Rare Leviathan Dragon. And if I remember, we got a discount from it. Like, the guy selling it to us, he said, I'll give it a discounted price, but the deal is you got to open it now. We want to see it. So me and Luke, okay, yeah, cool. So half each, we pick a booster pack and split it. We succeeded. We got the Ghost Rare Leviathan, but Luke got it, and I was like, fuck, god damn it. But it was really awesome. Everyone's around, you're gonna get the Ghost Rare, and we did. It was really, really awesome. And it was just so good to get back into Yu-Gi-Oh at that point. And I hadn't missed my mark. I was still quite savvy with the game, but geez, did I learn something that I thought, wow, the game has changed. So I still had my zombie deck, so I was just using that. But then I started seeing some weird looking cards, and I'm thinking, are they special rares? Are they unique cards? No, they were synchro monsters, and I was like, what the hell is a synchro monster? And once I learned what they were, I was like, get out of here, really? That's how they work? There's a whole new format in Yu-Gi-Oh now. The most intense format was fusion summoning, polymerization, but now synchro, you have to have a certain monster card, and once you have that card, you gotta match the level and bring out a synchro monster. And I remember Luke dueling one of our friends who was attending Yu-Gi-Oh like those nights as well, and Luke was just overwhelmed with how many he was summoning. He's like, what is this? And that's when I thought, right, I have to learn a new format, holy shit. So what I then discovered, there was a new zombie deck out at that time. It'd come out a few years before, but I wasn't on board with it. So I bought that, the Zombie World, if I remember it was called, the Red Eyes Darkness Zombie Dragon. And then what I was doing, trying to find zombie synchro monsters to, stand a chance. And it was really intense. And then we learned there was another format, XYZ summoning, and we're like, what is going on with this game? It's not slowing down. We've just learned synchro. Now there's another format, and it was wild, but it was fun. But it was wild. Holy crap! And just trying to buy any XYZ and synchro cards, and it was exciting. And as bullshit as the synchros were, it was just a lot of fun. And I remember one match I never forget. It was between two of us, and it was like a how do I put it? I'm the zombie guy here, buddy. No, I'm the zombie guy here, buddy. There was two of us maining zombies, and I thought, not on my watch. And it was really fun. It was just like the battle of the zombie dudes, and it was a what's the term? 2 out of 3. So we duel each other, and whoever gets the 2 is the zombie dude. And yeah, it was really fun, and yeah, it was just, if I can remember, he got the first win, I got the second, the third, I believe he got me, and I was like, fuck, you're the zombie dude, take my hat. You know, geez, it was a really fun match, and it was just really awesome to duel someone who was as passionate as I was with zombies and vampires and all that stuff. It was really, really fun. Never forget that memory. Now, at this point, so just what I've been talking about, this went on from a span of 2010 to 2012. Sadly, whenever that store shut down, yeah, I think it shut down, unfortunately, during 2012. I can't remember, or the people that were working there left and Yu-Gi-Oh! Nights were over, that kind of thing. So it was a little bit of a sad moment. But so late 2012, this is when I started losing the passion again. I thought, yeah, there's not really anything, I don't want to go out of my way anymore to just attend Yu-Gi-Oh! Nights, and I'm happy to still collect, but dueling days are over for me. Just another thing as well, and not to sound like a Yu-Gi-Oh! Boomer, just these new formats I couldn't keep up with. I loved my old school format where you weren't relying so much on effects and combos to bring out so many monsters. It was just too much for me, and that's just who I am. The people that today of Yu-Gi-Oh! How they are playing is amazing. I cannot keep up, but to have these people have so many combos running through their head to get one card out is just phenomenal, and I'm just amazed whenever I love watching a lot of tournament Yu-Gi-Oh! Videos, but mainly a lot of cheating scandals. I don't know what it is. I love when it's like when someone is so clever with Yu-Gi-Oh! That they can just spot a cheater, and it's just amazing how they do it. So yeah, for me, my dueling days were over at this point in time. Alright everyone, 2013, big year for me. I created my YouTube channel, Kayne Hunts Taker, and I would start uploading Let's Plays because, yeah, I was so big on watching people playing video games and uploading them and being excited to watch the latest episode. One of my favourites were people doing Minecraft. I just loved, you know, watching these groups of people playing the game and getting up to shenanigans and all that stuff, and I thought, oh, that sounds so much fun, but I didn't know where to start. First things first, I had to get a new PC because the one I had at the time was just so basic and old. It couldn't even run, you know, fraps to record any gameplay. So I got a new computer, created my channel July, I want to say. I recorded my first video, a very bad Minecraft video. I was just so, how do I put it? Not shy, but I was just very, I was acting like people were really over my shoulder watching me, and I didn't want to screw it up, and I did screw up very badly, and yeah, the rest is history. Almost 10 years later, I'm still recording playthroughs, uploading them, but the biggest part for me was in 2014, so about a year into my YouTube channel. I was very comfortable. I found my voice essentially, where I was just, see, I was really gimmicky. It was, at that time, it was you had to really get out there, you had to have a personality, and the biggest videos were the ones where you would be playing horror games and also like PewDiePie and Markiplier and all that stuff. So I wanted to try and make a voice of my own. So yeah, you gotta really play the game, and when something happens, oh shit, holy shit, you know, really react to it. But then, you know, later on I realised, yeah, that's not for me. It just, I'm a very, how do I put it? Very dry. You know, I'll have a, you know, when I'm playing a game, you know, but there's so many cringe videos that I did that you can definitely see I was really inspired by those people, and it was fun. I really enjoyed it, and it was really cool to finally start trying to be part of that YouTube, what's the term? YouTube community, Let's Player and all that stuff, but yeah, just not there, up there with everyone. But once I felt comfortable doing what I was doing, and I'm like, this is who I am, this is what I like doing, and yeah, just still going at that, during this time. But sorry, I kind of went off topic there, but the reason I talked about that, because yeah, my YouTube channel's gone through different phases of, I'm a very giddy, overexcited player, to now I'm very, oh shit, very sort of flat humor. And yeah, so a year or so later, after I created my YouTube channel, I was really big on watching unboxing videos. One of my favorite YouTubers was Simply Unlucky, unboxing Yu-Gi-Oh stuff, and I thought, oh, that looks really fun. And one of my favorite videos he ever did was the War of the Giants booster box. Yes, because the Egyptian God cards were featured for the first time, if I can recall. No, I think they were featured before, but you had to buy them separately. They were like a part of a promotion, if I recall, and I think this was the first time they were in a booster box, but you couldn't use them, if I recall. Can't really remember, but yeah, when he was pulling out the Egyptian God cards, I was like, oh shit, oh baby, kind of thing. And yeah, I was a big fan. I really loved these videos, and like Let's Players, I started a YouTube channel to upload my own gameplay videos. I wanted to start unboxing. It was just so much fun, and I was still collecting for Yu-Gi-Oh! At that point in time, I was really collecting older stuff, like booster boxes, like Legend of Blue Eyes, Metal Raiders, and just for collection purposes. But I thought, well, let's unbox them, let's make some videos. So once again, just like my first gameplay video, my first unboxing was atrocious. I had a webcam, I pointed it down, but then I realised, oh, it's the wrong way, so I had to flip the video around, and I left the autofocus on, so every time I'm putting a card, autofocus, it was brutal, but I loved it. And to this day, I am still unboxing, and it's one of my biggest things for my YouTube channel that I still do to this day. Like, I've done many other things. I mean, I've got separate channel now to upload that stuff, but every other little thing I started, and I've sort of kind of stopped in a way, in a sense, really, but unboxings are still the thing that I love doing the most. I look forward to picking up any product. I mean, I've gone from Yu-Gi-Oh! To Pokemon to figures and all that stuff. Just, I really love doing an unboxing video. So yeah, once I got my feet wet with that, did a few more videos, and yeah, now we're gonna get to the big one, or one of my biggest unboxing videos for my channel anyway. So I was a year into my YouTube channel. I was getting into the unboxing scene. It was really fun, really enjoyed it. My 500 video was coming up. Yeah, that was a thing for me. Oh, 500 video, we got to celebrate. Oh, 1000th video, we've got to celebrate. Oh, I'm glad I said that, because I forgot to put that in. Oh, I got to remember that. Okay, so my 500 video, I wanted to do something special. I wanted to unbox a first edition Legend of Blue Eyes booster box. This is where it started it all. I mean, the manga started everything, but for the Yu-Gi-Oh! Card game, Legend of Blue Eyes, the first ever set released, and I had two. So I thought, alright, I'll do one, and that could be my 500 video. So, started unboxing it, really excited, really hyped, I finally got a good format of unboxing. Got to my first booster pack. Uh-oh. Uh-oh. The horror's kicking in. I'm going through, and if I remember at first, I didn't really sort of notice anything. But as I'm going through the box, my heart stops, my heart starts to skip, and it starts to race all at once. I am unboxing a fake Legend of Blue Eyes first edition booster box, and oh boy, I probably went pale, because I paid a lot of money for that box. Mind you, it's a lot now, how much it's worth. But at the time, I paid Oh, 550? I was not even supposed to have that box. I had two, but I thought I'll unbox the one that I stupidly won because I'd already had one, but there was an eBay auction and someone was winning it quite cheaply, and I decided to be a dick and I put in a higher bid. I won it. So yeah, I deserved everything I got with that booster box. I shouldn't have been a cheeky dick. I shouldn't have been, an asshole about with the eBay auction. And what's the term? I got my just desserts. I deserved it. And it was just, I couldn't believe it. I thought, this is unbelievable. My 5th unboxing video, and it's fake, and it's a Legend of Blue Eyes, and oh boy, and I thought, that's ruined my day. So I ended that video, I got through it, and just like, son of a bitch, I can't believe it. So I decided, nah, I'm not ending it like that. Now, I didn't have to upload that video, but at the time it was just something weird where I thought, I've done the video, I have to upload it. It's different now. If I record a video and it just doesn't seem good, I'll just scrap it, because at that time I didn't want to scrap anything. It was really weird. Almost like a memory thing for me. Whatever I recorded, I had to upload. So yeah, I decided to open up my other one because I didn't want to end the day like that. My 500 video, not like that. The box was real, and I was like, oh my god, that was lucky. So yeah, that was a day for me. My emotions were just couldn't believe it, but I was just happy that my other box was legit. Just really ruined my day that day. So I learned a very valuable lesson that day. Don't be a dick. Don't upbid an auction, because you might just be asking for it. Well, that was a catastrophic day indeed. And the problem was, because when I did my second box, I was so heavily going on about it. I couldn't just upload that video without that one, like the fake box, because then the context it just wouldn't be there. So I thought, alright, I've got to upload both. And yeah, honestly, to that day, I'm not glad it happened, but I'm sort of glad it did, because it really taught me about the market of Yu-Gi-Oh! That anyone can fake these products, and it's a good example of what to look for. I was amazed, because at some point when I was doing that video, I couldn't tell they were fake, but it was until I was really looking into it and I thought, no, something's not right here. You build a sense when it comes to things like this where it doesn't feel normal. And now I'm very alert with these kind of things, especially with the older stuff. So now I know what to look for, I know what to sort of examine, because after that video I did a lot of homework. I thought, right, how can you spot a fake card? How can you tell if these are fake boxes, and etc, etc. And I was just amazed. And I can't remember, there was a few YouTubers as well that would do unboxings. They also, they did a few videos and like showing fake boxes, and they commented on my video about it, and I learned a lot from them and just to what to look for. And one of the fascinating things I found was that if you got a booster box and you open the lid, and if there's paint marks left on like the flaps, that is a big indication that it's fake. And I wouldn't have known, like, none the wiser. So yeah, because of that video, I just finally realized, right, I need to really pay attention to this market, because it can be brutal. And at the end of the day, I'm happy it happened. I got a video out of it, and it taught me a lesson indeed. Alright, and because of that video, I decided I am no longer collecting older booster boxes. Whatever I've got in my collection, I'm opening right now. So it was a fun week that week. I unboxed all the ones that I had, like Metal Raiders. Really enjoyed that one. Magic Ruler, I really enjoyed. Before Spell cards were a thing, it was always Magic. And then over the years, I just made a quest for myself to try and collect every single first 6 original booster boxes of Yu-Gi-Oh! Released. And Sadly, technically I've achieved that goal, but I struck another fake box. I picked up a Invasion of Chaos on eBay. I don't know why that box, it was the most expensive. It was more expensive than the Legend of Blue Eyes booster box. I was really amazed. But I picked one up for $100 and I thought, okay, it might be too good to be true, but the seller had a few boxes. But then I got the box and the instincts kicked in. You know, once I did that fake box, you know, I was like a surgeon with that shit. Right, what does it look like? That doesn't look normal. The plastic wrapping wasn't normal. Now, I know sometimes a company will rewrap, but that's a risk. It's a very bad risk to have a rewrapped booster box. But I opened it up. I can't remember if there was paint on the box. I should have watched the video really. But as soon as I opened that first pack, boom, I knew they were fake. They were clear as day, they were fake. And this time I was ready, because the biggest problem with my Legend of Blue Eyes booster box that I forgot to mention, I'd had those boxes for a while. So even if the seller had responded, because I emailed them, I said, dude, you sold me a fake box, you son of a bitch, I want my money back. I had no case. There was no way I could get my money back. I had to just let it go, take it on the chin, learn from it. But with this one, as soon as I got that box, opened it up, it was fake, and I emailed the seller. I said, hey dude, this is fake, I want my money back. And at first we were a bit aggressive with each other, because I said, I want it right now, I got proof. And the seller responded, I would like to see that proof. Sent him the video, and oh, I'm so sorry, I'll be more than happy to give you money back. And then I was apologetic, because he started to explain that he bought these from like a thrift store. They were just in a store, and I'm like, look, I'm sorry, I don't want to be aggressive here. Clearly you thought, because he didn't seem to know Yu-Gi-Oh! He just saw them and thought, you know, could sell them on eBay for a profit. So he paid, I forget, he didn't pay a lot. I think he got them for like $50. And I said, you know, oh dude, can you get your money back for him? Like, go and get them, like take them back. And I don't think he could. But then I said to him, look, I'll help you out here. If you can open up those other boxes and get some cards out of them, you can get some money back. He opened them up and they were exactly the same format those cards were that I had with my Invasion of Chaos. And I said, look dude, I'm sorry that happened to you. And once again, I said to him, look, in that video, I'm sorry if I sound very dickish, but I just had an experience with a fake Legend of Blue Eyes, so I'm still a bit tense about this shit. And you know, I wished him good luck. I said, look mate, sorry it's happened, and we just went on, you know, our way. So yeah, my second fake unboxing, and I learned a lot. So now I know exactly what to look for, and yeah, so that's pretty much 2014, and just from that point on, buying the latest booster box and just enjoying the ride of unboxing videos, and to this day I'm still doing it. It's really fun. And I almost forgot, so talking about that 500 video with the fake Legend of Blue Eyes unbox, I was still on it, my 1000th video, and to do a little anniversary of the fake Legend of Blue Eyes box, I bought 24 loose Legend of Blue Eyes booster packs. Very risky, I understand, but I thought it would be a great sort of just to look back at that video and just have a bit of a laugh about it and just enjoy. And so I had 24 Legend of Blue Eyes booster packs to open up, and I even said in the video, I said, look, I could have nothing, but let's just do it. Let's have a bit of fun, and if we get something, awesome. So I was opening up a few packs, and if I remember, I think I got sorry. I just need a drink. A bit dry. I've been talking for, I think, over an hour, so yeah, I'm very happy to be doing this video. It's awesome to remember these, you know, these awesome Yu-Gi-Oh memories. So yeah, if I remember, I'm sure I got Celtic Guardian and a Curse of Dragon, and I was really happy because I thought I got something really awesome. But then at some point in that video, I almost died. I opened up a booster pack, lo and behold, I pulled a Blue Eyes White Dragon. I was like, oh, holy shit, I lose booster pack, and I pulled out a Blue Eyes White Dragon, and that just made the night for me. And it was such a great way to sort of take that fake Legend of Blue Eyes box and just own it. It was so poetry in motion. I couldn't believe I did it. You know, that fake unboxing, and then to do 24 loose packs and got a Blue Eyes White Dragon out of it. It was like fate going, you know what, dude? Here you go. I think you've earned it. It was so awesome. I couldn't believe I did it. Just remembering the Yu-Gi-Oh products. One of my favourite videos I always go back to for some reason that I just really like watching is my Haunted Mine booster box, like big box of the boxes where you get a pack, like 5 packs in them all. The Haunted Mine one was so cool. I think I like the whole haunted, and it's a mine, ghosts, and the Ghost Red Blue Eyes White Dragon was such a great card, and yeah, I managed to get that. It was so cool, and I really love the Ghost Rares. Alright, 2015 to 2022, sadly, once again for Yu-Gi-Oh! The unboxing thing for me just started going down. It was mainly just because one of the biggest moments for me was a lot of boxes I was getting. I wasn't really happy with the cards, and some of the cards were just damaged. It was really weird, but every now and again I would get the occasional product, especially the Speed Duel ones. They were really fun because had a lot of vintage cards in them. Recently I did the Maximum Gold, where I got the really cool gold rares, or parallel gold, are really cool, and I wanted a Blue Eyes out of that, but I just picked it up recently, and so now I've got my really cool Blue Eyes parallel gold. And yeah, I'm just basically moved on to other things for my unboxing series, and mainly doing Pokemon figures. I've moved on to now unboxing. Sadly these didn't make the cut. I unboxed them last year actually, when I cleaned out my room, because my mum and dad got them for me for Christmas one year, and I kept them sealed, but I thought, nah, let's get them out. And kind of wish I did a video now. It would have made sense because the start of my Yu-Gi-Oh, or my unboxings, was a Yu-Gi-Oh product. But yeah, so not getting the products much anymore, but I tell you what I'm still big on is the video games. I can always go back to the video games and play them, have a duel, and Legacy of the Duelist being a big one. I got it for PS4 originally and did the first 2 arcs, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh! GX, and for a playthrough on YouTube, and I was happy with that. But then when I got a Switch, I decided to buy the game. It had all the campaigns, you didn't have to download them. So yeah, I've just been going through that every night. You know, sometimes I'll be laying in bed and I fancy just playing my Switch. I'll have a duel, you know, all that stuff, and yeah, just even though I'm not a major, you know, player for the Yu-Gi-Oh game, I'm still a collector. I'll still love this game, you know, forever and ever. And you know, just yeah, it's a big part of me, and yeah, just hopefully I can continue it on, you know, just playing the game and collecting for the, you know, the franchise. Hey everyone, just cutting in here because there's a few things I actually forgot about while I was talking, you know, about all the fun times I've had with Yu-Gi-Oh. Yeah, one of the important ones was during 2003. So this was when, like I was talking about, a big year for me and Luke with Yu-Gi-Oh, and you know, picking up cards and games. And one of those games during that year, you know, was Forbidden Memories, but another one was a really good one, Duelist of the Roses. And our dad was a big fan of that one. He, you know, had seen it on shelf during, you know, a shopping trip, and he was wondering what it was about. So I forget if he picked it up or if we went with him and picked it up, or yeah, I just can't remember. But I remember we played it all night. It was a really fun little game. It's nothing Yu-Gi-Oh. It's almost like Dungeon Dice Monsters. It's a completely different thing to what the Yu-Gi-Oh card game is. I can't even think of the term. So you got a field and it's like a chess board, I want to say, but not really. You can move your monster cards any round where you need to, but you have I forget what they called them. So you have the player and the computer, and your job is to send your monsters over to attack the opponent while you're guarding yourself. So you can send off one of your monsters to do that, and then surround yourself with other monsters to protect you, because once you get your life points depleted, that's it, the match is over. It's really fun, and it's one that I've really wanted to do a playthrough on, but it's very, how do I put it? It can be quite challenging. Every Yu-Gi-Oh game starts off with basic cards. You got to, farm and try and get some good ones. And yeah, I ended up, because there was these codes. We got a magazine, like a PlayStation magazine, and it had cheat codes to get some really good cards. And the combination of Aqua Dragon and Mirror Force is a very broken combo in that game. And yeah, apart from that, just breezing through it quite easily. Then it's a really fun game, and I recommend that one. And just talking about, there's another thing I want to talk about. So I was talking about some video games, but I never really elaborated on getting the cards, because Sacred cards, I really love those. The Skull Dice, Graceful Dice, and oh, I forgot the other card you got with that. Duelist of the Roses, you got the Magnet Warriors, Beta, Gamma, and Alpha Magnet Warrior. And what was really cool, we just laid them all down and we picked one each, in like Dad as well, and we kept one each, which is a really fun little thing. And then over time, Dad give us one to look after, because he goes away at sea. He doesn't want to take the card with him and he gets wrecked. So yeah, I think Luke took care of it in the meantime. And mind you, we didn't take our cards too well during that time. We didn't even know about sleeves, unfortunately. But yeah, that's just a fun memory, that one. And just talking about the games, getting cards and everything, one of my favourites was Sacred Cards. You got the Skull Dice, Graceful Dice, and the other card. I can't remember what the other card was, but when we discovered the card stores for the first time, one of the first cards I ever bought was Skull Dice, because I really loved those cards in the anime that Joey would use, and I thought, oh, that's a really awesome card, and it's such a, it's not a great card to decrease your opponent's attack or even increase your attack, but I just love the gimmick. You use a dice, throw the dice, and depending on the result, you lose that amount of attack power or gain attack power. So I remember the card store, I thought, oh, do I really want to buy a card? And this is a time when me and Luke were getting pocket money every fortnight or every week. Can't remember. We used to get $25, and we can either save it or spend it, however we want. But yeah, I saved up a bit and I wanted to buy a card. I thought, I'm here, I want to buy one. And our parents were like, oh, which one do you want to get? Pick one. And I saw Skull Dice and I was just attracted to it. I really wanted it. And then after I bought that card, I asked my parents, pretty please, can I go to a news agency? Because I want to buy a dice. Because I can't remember if I ever had any dice, and the dice that I would have had would have been stored away. And I said, please, can we just go to a news agent, and I'll be very quick. Went to the section where they would keep dice, and I don't know if they still sell dice anymore in news agencies. And I would assume so. And yeah, I went in there and I thought, oh, I got to find the right one. Found a red one. I think it was like 50 cents or $1. Paid for it. Got home, put that card in my deck, and dueled until I drew that card. Boom, roll the dice, and it was a really fun memory, and kind of the birth of my love for dice, really, that card and the anime with those cards. And I actually, talking about that, with Legacy of the Duelist, I'm trying to complete the campaign to rack up a lot of money so I can go through and try and get as many cards or booster packs as I can, because I want to build a dice deck and then just maybe record, a series where I'm challenging all the characters in the anime and using my deck to see if I can beat them. It's something that's been on my mind, but I'm really struggling getting through the campaign because it's not my Yu-Gi-Oh anymore, so it's like the match has gone for so long with the opponent doing all these summons, and meanwhile I'm waiting for a pot of greed to draw out my cheating Exotic deck that I made. So yeah, that's a memory that I completely forgot about. And once I finished recording this video, went to bed, I was like, oh, how could I forget that? That's one of the key parts where I thought where my dice thing sort of come from. And yeah, really good. I'm finally glad I recorded this video to then put into the other video. And another thing I wanted to talk about, I did talk about the video games, but just the top ones really. I was a big collector of trying to get every single video game and just playing through them. And another favourite one was World Championship 2006. It was the Yu-Gi-Oh! GX arc where they brought all those cards in. I'm pretty sure, can't remember, but one of my favourite things in that game was the Elemental Heroes. I managed to build a deck with so many Elemental Heroes, it was so much fun. But another game that took a lot of my time, and never owned it, I would always hire it from the video store. I can't remember the name now. Capsule Coliseum. Once again, I've got a bit of a favour for these games that aren't a card game but at their own little thing. Capture Coliseum is a very fun little, oh, what's that term? Advanced War format? Oh, I want to say Final Fantasy VII Tactics format? I can't remember, but I'll tell you what I will do. I'm going to put some footage. Well, I wasn't going to be too chaotic with putting footage in, but I think I will now that I'm sort of talking about it and just showing all the games that I loved. And I actually own the game now, and yeah, it's a really fun little game. You have these capsules, you put your monsters down, and you, a bit like Doors of the Roses, you're trying to attack your opponent, and if I remember, you just got to beat their monsters. I can't recall. I just remember really spending a lot of time on it, and I never really went out of my way to pick it up, but I now own it. I picked it up about a year or two ago, and yeah, that was a fun little game. Well, I remember getting stuck on someone, but it's a game I really want to beat. Another game that I picked up a few years later was Nightmare Troubler. It was one of the first Yu-Gi-Oh! DS games, if I can recall. That is a really good game. I have my personal favourites, but that one is one of the better Yu-Gi-Oh! Games. If you really want to learn the game, it's got a great story. It's not my kind of story where you walk around and talk to people. You just pick a location and you see if anyone's dueling there, and it's a really fun one that I recommend, and it sticks to the rules to a T, much like Dawn of Destiny and World Championship 2005, the Stairway of... I can never remember these names, geez. And yeah, I recommend that one if you ever want to try a game. And on the DS as well, so handheld, win-win. And another thing I remember, just going back to the dice and the Dungeon Dice Monsters, my favourite arc of Yu-Gi-Oh! The Dungeon Dice Monsters, one of my favourite video games on Game Boy Advance. There was a friend in our street, he managed to pick up a physical version of the game, and I don't think it was finished. I think he just bought like a like you bought the main game and then the other packs, and we were trying to play it, and it was fun, but if you didn't have all the pieces, it was really difficult. But yeah, just a little fact there that at one point we did manage to play the physical version of Dungeon Dice Monsters, and actually I've been sort of on the hunt for that, but I thought it's something that I don't really want to get. But if I could probably get one little dice thing, or even a dice card, because you got the monster cards, it'd be pretty cool. And I just need to bring up the dual disc, because the retro store that me and Luke always go to for our treasure video game hunts, they just got in the replica dual disc, and it looks so cool, and I wanted to get one, but really expensive, and yeah, I'm not even sure how much they're charging. So the next trip that me and Luke head up very soon, I might have a look at it, and if I can get it, I think it would be cool if I could hang it instead of just displaying it. It'd be really awesome. And yeah, geez, that looks really cool. And just on that subject, I just remembered, just talking about my dual disc that I had. I actually had that really cool Blade one from the Seal of Orichalcos arc. It was really, really cool, but just like that one, the standard one I had to get rid of it. It was like dust mold or something was going on with it, and I just couldn't clean it. So yeah, Luke posted that image of the store when they had the big box. I was like, oh, that's so awesome. Alright everyone, third time's the charm. I'm literally right at the end of this video, ready to export, and there's some more things I completely forgot about. So yeah, decided to get the camera back here. I want to talk about them. And another thing as well, because it's almost been a week as I've been editing this video. It's been amazing, because me and Luke have just really been in the Yu-Gi-Oh! Mood, and I actually want to talk about that after these other bits I want to talk about. So yeah, first things first, one of my last few decks that I made before I finally hung up my dueling deck was the Gladiator Beasts. I completely forgot about them, and I wouldn't mind, it wasn't like I just did them as a one-off. I bought all the cards I could and made a deck of it. Unfortunately, if I can remember, it was around about the time where the Game Trader store was holding their Yu-Gi-Oh! Nights, was when that sort of ended. So I had the deck, and it was like, oh, damn it. I got no way of using it, and that was around the time I just stopped dueling. And yeah, so I was really bummed out. As soon as I was like editing up and finishing, I'm like, Gladiator Beasts, how could I forget? And funny enough, I mean, I say I stopped dueling. When I started my YouTube channel, about the first year or so, I did a couple of duels with Luke on the oh, what was it called? Dueling Network, if I recall. It was like an online Yu-Gi-Oh forum. They got all the cards, but you have to do all the moves, etc., etc. And I used that deck against Luke a few times, so yeah, I completely missed that. I completely forgot about that. The Dueling Network, shit, man, there's so much stuff I forgot about. So that was one of the things I completely forgot. And just on the subject of building decks, I really favoured a fire one that I made, and it had most of the cards from the Blazing Inferno structure deck. I think it was the third of the that run with like Dragon's Roar and Zombie Madness. I'm pretty sure it was fire in that water deck next, which Luke loved that water deck. He loves water monsters. He's a water main kind of Yu-Gi-Oh duelist, and yeah, I remember building a fire deck, and I never actually took it to a tournament. Like, this was even during... No, it wouldn't have been during those years. It was probably when I was still kind of dueling around that time. But yeah, I built a fire deck and I was pretty happy with it, but I just never took it with me, unfortunately. I wasn't too comfortable with it. But yeah, that was another deck that I was really happy with, but I was still focused on my zombies at that point. So yeah, that's that topic of the, very important of, well, the fighter and the gladiator beast. Can't believe I forgot. And the reason I wanted to do that was it was a Yu-Gi-Oh game, and I forget which one. It was a Yu-Gi-Oh 5Ds game, and we were dueling this person, and he had pre-built decks, and one of them was Gladiator Beast, and I was like, oh, I like this deck. I fell in love with it. So yeah, glad I'm deciding to put this in now, because geez, I can't believe I forgot about it. Okay, so in the past week or so, me and Luke have been we feel like kids again. We knew about this card shop at a shopping centre that we always go to. It's one of our main shopping centres, and we just never really bothered going in, but we decided we fancied some Yu-Gi-Oh! Went in there, bought a few packs, we bought some Hidden Arsenal boxes, and I think I bought some... what was it? The Legendary Duelist 9 Mako Tsunami, his like box. Few cards of them. We've even bought some cards of a new card game coming out. Got them over there, MetaZoo, and Luke opened them up, and it was like old school Pokemon cards. It was really cool. Check that out if you're into old school Pokemon. But one of the biggest ones was the Hidden Arsenal. We bought a box each, and Luke pulled out a Blue Eyes White Dragon and a Red Eyes Black Dragon, and I pulled out a Dark Paladin. It felt like we were 10 years old again. We were just so, oh my god, this is great, oh man, we want to buy more and stuff. And yeah, for the past week, it's just all been Yu-Gi-Oh for me and Luke, and it's like this, every now and again we get this really big Yu-Gi-Oh rush, but it feels different this time. We feel very happy going to that store and buying a few packs, just instead of going online and buying stuff. And one of the biggest ones that we have really got on board with, Yu-Gi-Oh! Rush Duel. There's a video game on the Switch, and I wanted to pick it up at some point if it went on special. I missed the opportunity. It was on special at one point, but I thought, not too bothered. And I found out that a lot of cards in that game were not new cards. I mean, I think there's a few new cards in there, but when me and Luke were looking into it, because I said to him, there's a new Yu-Gi-Oh game, new rules, it'd probably be for me and you. It's kind of gone back to that old school realm of Yu-Gi-Oh! And when we were looking at the cards, holy crap, we were just... Those card arts for Rush Duel are beautiful. I really love them, and we were up last night till 3 in the morning just looking at all the cards in the current sets, and they're only in Japan at the moment, and hopefully at one point we'll get English sets. But I said to Luke, I'm ready to buy some. I don't care if they're Japanese. These cards look really nice. And looking at the Blue Eyes White Dragon one, Luke's Dark Magician, because he's Dark Magician, he loves that card, whereas I like Blue Eyes. And then just seeing Summon Skull, Red Eyes Black Dragon, Harpy Lady Sisters, and I was in awe. It was almost like I was stepping back into old school Yu-Gi-Oh days, and the cards just look really beautiful. I was just in awe. I couldn't believe how just how much I was drawn to them, so I really want to get some at some point just to do a box and, you know, unbox them. And I should know enough Yu-Gi-Oh to know what the cards are called, and, you know, I'll be able to, you know, probably test that theory at some point if I do manage to get one. But we're just all over this rush duel, and Luke's pretty much ready to get the game, and I'm waiting for it to go on sale just to, you know, let it go down a little bit. But watching some videos on it, it looks like my kind of game. Just the format of it, it was almost like Forbidden Memories, the way they're sort of presenting it. But I like the idea that it's 3 monster zones. You can summon as many monster cards as you want. Bear in mind, you still got a tribute summon if I got that right. And it just seems like a completely different format, but it kind of caters to people like me. I struggle with current Yu-Gi-Oh! It's no secret, like, with that. But the way that these duels were playing out, it definitely feels like me. So I really want to have a go at that at some point. And yeah, this rush duel, I'm on board with it, and I hope we get some English sets at some point, because yeah, I'll be all over it. Last night or the other night, as I'm recording this, I can't remember. No, it was definitely last night, because we were up till 3 in the morning. I've been, but just looking at those cards, it just felt great. And yeah, me and Luke are back in that Yu-Gi-Oh mood, and I'm glad I'm recording this part now, because yeah, I wanted to say that, you know, from the beginning of the video, I'm very, oh yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh's good, and I was a big fan, and now I'm sort of well, now I'm back right up. I'm all over it, and I'm excited. I want to get some more. And the Hidden Arsenal, I really want to get some more of them, because of so many cool cards in that set. I mean, I've been wanting a Dark Paladin for a while, and I don't know if I ever did pull one, but when I pulled that out, and it's that really cool dual terminal rare, I was like, oh, that's cool. And when Luke pulled that blue, I was like, that's mine. Alright everyone, I think that is it. I've covered pretty much everything, and yeah, kind of sad really. I want to keep adding on to this video, is yeah, when I think I've finished, you know, talking about, you know, Yu-Gi-Oh, something else, it's like a part of the show, another key unlocks a memory. And it's just been amazing. As this video I've been editing, more things just come to mind, and it's been great. I've been really happy to just talk about how much Yu-Gi-Oh's been an impact on my life. And yeah, just very sad that we lost the man that created it all. And all I can really say is, just to sign off this video, is thank you, Kazuki Takahashi. You'll always be in our heart of the cards. All gonna miss you very much.